Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who taught me his truth, and much respect to the Akim of the Laban and his work. Peace and salutation to the hopefully elect who are scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Maybe let's say Shalom. Yeah, so there's going to be a quick news and prophecy update. Another one going into the mark of the beast or the MOTB. That's soon be mandated. All right, in which the masses are going to be deceived and taking this chip, because of how it's going to be presented, which is in the form of peace and safety. All right, for medical reasons and for your livelihood, basically. But we see how these devils move, man. I'm talking about the elect who are not deceived by this devil and what he got going on. All right, because pretty much this subtile serpent, this crafty serpent, is gradually bringing forth this technology, as we're going to go into, to normalize it amongst the masses, to look at it in the form of, something beneficial. When behind the back, this guy got daggers in his hands. He has an ulterior motive, in which we know that it's really all geared towards, total control, tracking and controlling individuals so that he can remain in power. All right. And so, as you see it from People's Voice, RFK Jr. unveils plan to strap government tracking devices on Americans before 2030. All right, and I couldn't let this word right here, escape. So we understand that the scripture speaks about being ignorant of Satan's devices. So 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan, who is Satan? Esau, the adversary, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? Because the elect's eyes have been open to what this man's agenda truly is, despite the lies, the deceit, the deception that's under the banner of peace and safety. We know that these devils are trying to gain total control. So let's get this word ignorant. Strong G50. Okay, so it says to be ignorant, not to know, not to understand, unknown. It says to error or sin through mistake, to be wrong, right? And this is going to be the result of individuals who ignore the warning. All right, the trumpet is going off about what these devils are trying to do. So when this chip does become what mandated after the people are conditioned, all right, they're going to error and sin. They're going to make a mistake and sin by taking this chip, thinking it's a form of salvation. So they're going to be wrong. Okay, but again, you can't say that we did not warn you. Okay, so it's a strong definition, not to know through lack of information or intelligence. And so we get the point. There is no lack of information, right? Because great millstones let you know exactly what these devils are up to. So again, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices and what he's trying to do. So this article right here pretty much outlines the subtlety of the craftiness of these devils, which is Esau's personality in a nutshell. As a matter of fact, let's go to Daniel 8. They literally outline how Esau operates, the subtle, crafty serpent. So Daniel 8:25, all right? So it says, and through his policy, also he should cause craft to prosper in his hand. And this was Antiochus or Antiochus Epiphanes, but he embodies the mindset of how Esau, operates. So again, and through his policy, also he should cause craft to prosper in his hand. All right, let's get this word craft. Through his policy. Get that word first, see what that says. Prudence, insight, understanding, good sense, insight, cunning. See, cunning, craft in a bad sense. Okay? Intelligence. You got AI technology, but this is all cunning craftiness. Pseudoscience. Cunning, having a showing skill in achieving one's end by deceit or evasion. Okay, so he has skill in achieving his end by deceit or evasion. without being detected as far as what he truly wants to do. All right, so yeah, craft, Strong's H4820, deceit and treachery. All right, in the sense of deceiving, fraud, false, fame, guile, subtlety, okay, treachery. So you get how Esau operates. It's all in the banner of peace. So it says, and through his policy, also he should cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. See, by peace, by telling you that, hey, this technology is for your betterment. All right, it's going to help you track certain diseases that may arise. It's going to help you with your blood pressure. It's going to help you with your diet. All right, but it's all lies. All right, it's all lies, man. So people are going to believe this. They're going to be like, well, I got to get that. At some point, I got to get that technology. So let's go on and read. It says, back in this article, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has unveiled what critics are calling a chilling and Orwellian plan to embed electronic surveillance into the daily lives of Americans. So under the banner of health, see, peace, Kennedy is promoting the widespread adoption of wearing trackable devices, one for every man, woman, and child in the United States within 4 years. So, quote unquote, he says we're about to launch the biggest advertising campaign in HHS history to encourage Americans to wear or to use wearables. All right, conditionally, they're going to use celebrities, you know, people who um, are in high positions that the masses look up to. They're going to be used as pawns to make this technology acceptable. All right. So it says Kennedy said in a House Committee on Energy and Commerce hearing on Tuesday. So my vision is that every American is wearing a wearable within 4 years, said Kennedy, referring to the electronic devices designed to monitor biometric data, biometric data, location, and behavior patterns. So what fool, would read about what this technology does and not think that, there's a more sinister plan behind this, man. All right. So there's a lot of mischievous things that are going on here. So let's go to Psalm 28:3. So it says, draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, these Edomites, which speak peace to their neighbors. You see, this is all them speaking peace. But mischief is in their hearts. There's an ulterior or sinister plan behind this. Which goes back to, tracking, tracing, and controlling. All under the banner of peace, man. So let's watch this video and then we'll go into the other article and then we'll close it out. Watch this fucking devil. Look at this nigga, man. You can't tell me this ain't the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. Goodness gracious. Look at this nigga. God damn.
Diet, about their physical activity, about the way that they live their lives. We think that wearables are a key to the Maha agenda, making America healthy again. And we are going to, my vision is that every American is wearing a wearable within 4 years.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Then he said it's his vision, right? Now this is the top back in elite vision. This is their vision. All right, as far as tracking and tracing and controlling the masses. Total control. So let's read on right here. So it says the push for constant biometric surveillance is not new. Yeah, the WF, especially during the leadership of Klaus Schwab, has been publicly advocating for wearable and implantable, technology for over a decade. See that? So we see where this thing is headed. This is just a build up into that moment now. Okay? This is just a build up. And when people see the miracles that this thing does, they're going to be deceived into accepting it. But the elect are not going to be deceived. See? Right, so right here it says from this article from dailymail.co, some more information on it. So it says the Health and Human Services Secretary revealed his plans during a House hearing yesterday, saying the devices like Apple Watch, Fitbit, Whoop, or Ring were key to the Maha agenda. So first you had MAGA, which went back to witchcraft. Now you got Maha. I wonder what that means. He said the technology could help people lose weight. Hmm. Which one of you fat Americans don't want to lose weight and exercise more regularly, as well as take control of their health and encourage good judgments about their diets, about their physical activity, about the way that they live their lives, man. So this is presented as a form of basically salvation in a sense. It's going to help monitor your personal life to help you make better decisions that's beneficial for your health. So in an effort to get a smartwatch, ring, or monitor on every American, RFK Jr. said he is planning to launch one of the biggest advertising campaigns in history to encourage, all right, more people to wear the devices, which range from $99 to $800. All right, and what else can they do? So right here in the latest proposal in his "Make America Healthy Again" mission, and comes amid his vow to find the cause of and solve the rising rates of cancer, chronic disease, and autism in young people. But some commentators call the move unusual for the health secretary, who has previously railed against a surveillance state. All right, so we see what's going on here, man. You know, it's plain to us, but we just showing you exactly how these devils gonna make this thing acceptable. All right, so let's go ahead and close it out. Let's see if you know what, we can just type in Mark. All we do is type in Mark and go to Revelation. All right, damn. Okay. hmm Right. So this is what I was looking for. All right, Revelation 19. All right, in verse 20. So doom of the beast and the false prophet. So when the beast was taken, all right, the Roman Empire, and with him the false prophet, the Roman Catholic Church that wrought miracles before him. With this man's technology, he was able to do these miracles. Cause the paraplegics to walk with a chip. All right, this is technology in general, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. You see, so he was able to subtly slide by individuals who didn't really understand this man's agenda. He was presenting the form of peace and safety, but he actually deceived the masses into receiving the mark of the beast, his chip, okay? And them that worship his image, all right, the philosophies of Rome, all right, these both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone, all right, which is America being destroyed by fire. But the point is that people are going to be deceived into taking that thing. And if you take it, you're going to get something else also. A very nasty sore. Once they made this thing mandated. So Revelation 16:2, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, chip, and upon them which worship his image. And this is the importance of going into words, because when you go into his word, sore, strong, G1668 in the Greek.
Strong's G 1668, Helkos. Helkos.
Which is literally a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge plus a sore and ulcer. And guess what? There's articles about the chip giving people cancer. Let's see what I'm doing. And so that wearable device that this nigga's talking about will eventually turn into a chip. All right, and this device was supposed to track cancer and all that, allow you to be more healthy. But at the end of the day, man, hey, it's gonna be deadly to a lot of individuals who take it. Yeah, so right here from NBC News, medical microchip for people may cause cancer. See that? So when the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved implanting microchips in humans, the manufacturer said it would save lives. And the same thing that they're saying now, with this technology, letting doctors scan the tiny transponders to access patients' medical records almost instantly. The FDA found reasonable assurance the device was safe. The device was safe, and a sub-agency even called it one of 2005's top innovative technologies. Right, so where's the point? So yeah, right here. But neither the company nor the regulators publicly mentioned this. A series of veterinary and toxicology studies dated to the mid-1990s stated that chip implants had induced malignant tumors in some lab mice and rats, man. Okay, so if it's doing it with the lab mice and rats, how much more with the humans? You know, the transplant with the cause of the tumors, said Keith Johnson, a retired toxicologist, toxicology pathologist, explained in a phone interview the findings of a 1996 study he led at the Dow Chemical Co. in Midland, Michigan. Right, so yeah, we see what's going on, man. Right. Hmm. So this is all biblical prophecy, right? And these devils are moving subtly to bring this thing forward. So yeah, they finna start advertising, and a lot of people are they're gonna take it from the seat, right? But they'll let them not. So with that, Lord willing, we gotta find you next time. I say, show one.